I'm going to talk about one of my favourite pieces from my antique collection. I absolutely love it. I have found it to be such a huge inspiration on so many levels. And of course, it's the black lace embroidered bodice. It was made in London. It's museum quality. In terms of fabric integrity, it looks like it could have been made yesterday. It's so fresh and so pristine, and the quality is literally exemplary, especially compared to some of the other examples that I've seen from the same time frame. I did take a bit of a risk on this one. It was one of those things, I saw the tiny pictures online, but something clicked, and it was the buy it now button. I knew there was something about it that I would find really valuable, personally, and it did pay off. It was a really good decision, thankfully. It is stunning in every way. Absolutely every stitch is perfect. On the inside, the silk lining is just absolutely flawless. And this is a time with no technology. Every aspect of this is pure skill. And I think because I generally gravitate towards the everyday history of normal people, I personally haven't seen this in a garment before, so it is quite exciting. Against the background of the black silk is the contrasting red flossing on the inside. I haven't seen that before, and most often when you see flossing on corsets, particularly on social media, the flossing is on the outside as a decorative and functional stitch. But in this case, they've used a hidden method, which was used when they didn't want the stitches showing on the outside, the fashion side. And I can see why. I can totally see why they would want to do this, because the intricate and just exceptional detail on the outside just wouldn't fit with the flossing as well. But the outside is what really caught my attention. I got a feeling from those tiny pictures online that this was something special, and I just knew it had to be mine. And it arrived, and it is literally my definition of the perfect garment. It is my holy grail. It would have been able to light up a room, even though it's black on black. It's not right against the black background, so it would have had a really dramatic three-dimensional effect. I haven't seen anything quite like it, quite the same. If you imagine when it was brand new and you waft through a room with this floating lace detail and embellishment, and I can imagine the skirt that went with it, it would have been the most breathtaking outfit. I mean, I would wear that. I would wear it every day. I would wear it around Sainsbury's. I wouldn't need an excuse to wear that. Literally, I just wouldn't take it off, which is partly why I want to make another one that actually fits me. But anyway, the detail and the attention to detail that's gone into it is, for me, I've worked in bridal wear for decades, and you see these garments that were made pre-plastic, pre-industrial revolution, pre-technology, and I really want to be able to achieve this in my work, and this is the biggest inspiration factor for this garment. It showed me who I want to be as a tailor, as a dressmaker, and the level that I wanted to achieve in what I found acceptable and what I didn't anymore. Because without all of that, without the help and assistance that we have today, those dresses are just cripplingly gorgeous. I was working on the Leaf project. We had a private commission a few years ago, and I took an element that I used in my own wedding, or my own wedding dress and my own wedding ensemble. My dress was covered in flowers, and I had these pashminas that we'd put these little embroidered fabric leaves with the flowers, and I'd taken that and put it on somebody else's. It was a woodland wedding dress, and we covered it with leaves. So that the detail was embroidered. And then working on the leaf project, working on this new autumn project with the leaves and bringing much more embroidery, much more detail into the leaves. And I thought, my mind kept going back to this bodice and how I really wanted to bring this handwork, bring it all up a level. Elevate my handwork, elevate the embellishments of the dresses, bring this quality. It's not impossible. It's been done. It's done right the way through history. I have been working on the leaf project. The autumn project is a huge project. That is going to take many, many months. I was talking in another post about having to stagger my designs and stagger the work to get everything done. And so this was on my mind. I really wanted to try it out. So I lifted the embroidery design. So I drew it by eye. I sat with a garment, I looked at the motif, and I drew it by hand. I've got a video of me drawing it. It's really long. Parts of it are quite boring, so I'm not going to put the whole thing up. And then I tidied it up, overlaid it over the motif, and it's like each one's different because those are hand embroidered. So there's a lot of variation there. I tidied it up a bit, gave it a bit of a tweak, and I used a light pad, which, if you haven't seen one, it's literally the big flat board that just shines light through the paper onto the fabric. So you put the design behind, put your fabric over the top, and you can just trace the design then onto the fabric. I did it the same size as it is on the bodice, and I want to put it on a corset. Those teeny weeny little corset panels. I'm either going to do it across several panels, which I might do, but I want the opportunity to try and make it smaller. So I've scaled it a bit and I've printed off a few different sizes, and then I've got that reference that I can fit them in different places in different ways. So useful having these motifs to hand, especially when you look at the effect of the layering, and that's a crucial point. Some motifs look absolutely stunning on their own, and some work really well together. And it's learning to see what you use together, what you used apart, when, how, different textures, different amounts when you've overdone it. I don't personally think you can overdo it, but some people say you can. I think I have 3 colour schemes in mind. Obviously, I want to do a direct reconstruction. I want to do the black. I want to do the black shining one. But then I was thinking about bringing in the matte, and then it was like, well, actually, I've been working a lot in these natural colours and these natural tones. If it works so well, black on black, what if it was like the natural colours on calico? That might be equal and opposite dramatic. And then my moth project started to creep into my head. The moth project is these really muted, warm greys, earthy tones, but really subtle. And if I could grade it and colour it in these really beautiful subdued grey colours like storm clouds, working darker and lighter, that I really love as well. I really want to do that. I think the most important thing for me is I really want it to be plastic free. I would really like it to be done by hand, but I have resources as well. And I never say 100%. I don't want to waste resources. So I'm going to have a play with colours and colour schemes. I'm going to solidify my colour schemes. I will probably post my hex colours and see what matches up with those. And I will let you know.